Welcome to the show, guys. Got an exciting episode here for you. We are talking about 5 wide receivers, sleepers I love. 5 wide receivers I love this year, absolutely in love with. I think they're great value. I think they're great talent. And they're sleepers. Why are they sleepers? Because I only like wide receivers in mid to late rounds. I'm not investing in early wide receivers. I'm not investing in Tyreek Hill, who's in a new situation with a suspect quarterback. I'm not investing in Devontae Adams, who's getting a downgrade at quarterback. Waller's still there, guys. Renfro's there. Renfro was the number 1 receiver there last year. They're still there. And they peaked at only what? Waller peaked at 145 targets in 2020, right? Adams needs 169 targets to be a top 3 receiver. So I'm avoiding all these first-round wide receivers. Now, mind you, I like Jamar Chase. I do like Jamar Chase this year. I think he has great upside. Am I going to invest a first-round pick on Jamar Chase? Probably not. So I want to tell you there's a ton of value at wide receivers this year, right? And you got to skate to where the puck's going to be, right? You got to anticipate. You can't just draft based on rankings. Rankings are dead, right? So I've got some sleepers here that could really, really shine at the wide receiver position. Could be top 10 wide receivers. All these guys could be top 10 wide receivers. They've got that type of upside, and they're in an opportunity to succeed. That's what I look for. I look for opportunities to succeed, okay? So I'm not just copying and pasting rankings. So 5 wide receivers I absolutely love this year, and I love them for the value. It's all about value, okay, and stacking these guys later. And then you guys are going to be set at the wide receiver position without overpaying. Now, before we get into this show, make sure you guys do get that 16-round draft solution. It is the game changer, and use code TUBE20. Using that code TUBE20 is going to get you 20% off. What is 16 rounds, guys? It's the optimal draft solution, guys. I give you all the optimal players drafted in each round. Sleepers, breakouts. I do a mock draft for you. It's like having you at the actual draft with you, but I'm doing these mocks so you see how I would draft a team based on optimal players in each position. So I've done all that research for you guys. You'll be very, very happy. 16 rounds. Grab it below. Use code TUBE20 or head on over to thefantasyfootballcounts.com. This is the game changer, I assure you. All right, guys? Now, if you are new, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button and comment below which wide receiver sleeper do you love. Do you like this list? Do you disagree with this list? I like to debate. I like to talk about it. So make sure you guys do talk about it below. All right, guys? And leave that thumbs up. And if you aren't subscribed, this is the game changer of a channel, okay? This is not, we don't do typical consensus rankings. That's what bugs you with the other channels. They're just doing consensus rankings, which really don't help you guys in the long run. So copying and pasting. Last year, I'll give you a quick example. Najee Harris last year, everybody had him outside the top 10, except for me. I projected that he was going to get the volume. He was an opportunity to succeed. He was in a good situation. He was a good talent, youth, opportunity, volume, snap count. Everything was there. Yet the mainstream put Nick Chubb ahead of him last year. They put CMC ahead of him. I said, this guy's going to finish ahead of CMC. People are like, Joe, you're crazy. CMC is definitely going to finish ahead of Najee. What happened? Christian McCaffrey got hurt, as I predicted. And sure enough, Najee finished on top. And that's just one example. Jamar Chase was ranked like 30th plus on the consensus rankings. Look where he finished, right? Cooper Kupp. Robert Woods was ranked ahead of Cooper Kupp last year, right? This is why rankings are dead. Brandon Ayuk and Robert Woods were ranked respectively ahead of Deebo Samuel and Cooper Kupp. Not respectively. They actually got disrespected, right? Cooper Kupp and Deebo did. So that's why rankings don't work. And I told you guys, fade Ayuk, just get Deebo later. Fade Woods, get Cooper Kupp later, right? Thinking outside the box, because I anticipate and I know who the wide receiver one is going to be and how that situation is going to unfold for the most part. I mean, it's fantasy football. We can't be perfect on it, but we can be damn close if you follow my channel. All right, so let's talk about this. The first wide receiver I love here, and I had to give you that context. So you got to understand, guys. So when I say that I love this guy and he's ranked 101 amongst wide receivers, don't be like, that guy's crazy, because I know what I'm talking about, right? First one is Drake London. I mean, to me, like, he's sitting 41 on the consensus rankings, but I see this guy coming off as early as the 4th round because the smart people are seeing the value and the opportunity. 6'4", 219 pounds out of USC. Big, strong receiver, comes down with the ball, has fun on the field when he's playing. This guy is confident, okay? I like him. Strong hands. You know, he's fast. He's got all the attributes to make him a good wide receiver in the NFL. He was a first-round pick. I think it was like, I can't remember, 8th overall or something like that by the Atlanta Falcons. Now, first-round pick. They're going to use him. They need a wide receiver. They don't have a wide receiver. Julio Jones is an old story. Calvin Ridley is an old story right now. Pitts, he's good, but he's a tight end. How much is he going to get done? Drake London is in a position to succeed with Mariota in that offense. Now, Mariota doesn't excite me over the top, but he does throw the deep ball pretty well. He's got an arm, and Drake London is going to be a beneficiary just based on volume alone. And you can get this guy after the 5th round. Now, your league mates who aren't listening to this are probably going to sleep. They're just going to look at the rankings and be like, hey, man, Drake London, 41st, I'm just going to sleep on him. He could fall super late. But if you're in a league with smart people, not a lot of people aren't, he's going to come off as early as the 4th round. So, again, Drake London, I like him, like the opportunity, volume, plug and play wide receiver 1 right out of the gate. Okay, so tons of opportunity, tons of upside. It may take him a while to get integrated into the speed of the game, so expect the first couple weeks to be a learning curve, but Drake London, great talent and a good wide receiver sleeper you get for value, okay? Number 2 here. Now, the guy I'm talking about here is Amari Cooper. I think the ceiling's a little bit limited because of what we've seen. I mean, he's not young. He's going into his 7th, 8th, 9th season or something like that. Amari Cooper's been in the league a long time. So you got to look at Amari Cooper and be like, okay, he's he's a veteran. He's not a phenomenal receiver. But what I like about him, guys, and this is a big thing for me, is that I'm getting a wide receiver 1 in the 4th round is where it's coming off. And, the big thing with me right now, the time is recording, is Watson going to get suspended? Is he going to be okay? If Watson doesn't get suspended, we've got ourselves an amazing connection. I just watched some footage on these guys training. I think the connection will be really good. Watson's out here to prove, he hasn't played for a while, right? But he's out there. He's got paid really well. He's out there to prove that, hey, I can do it. Amari Cooper is going to be a beneficiary there and a volume getter. So, again, value. I'm getting a wide receiver 1, getting over 1,000 yards, getting about 10 touchdowns. I mean, Amari Cooper's not a huge touchdown guy, but at the end of the day, he was in a huge committee there, wide receiver with the Cowboys. I mean, you had Gallup, you had CeeDee Lamb, you had Zeke run the ball a lot. Now, I know they've got, Kareem Hunt, they've got Nick Chubb to run the ball, and I know that Watson can get it done on the ground. But if there's a wide receiver that's going to be a go-to target, it's got to be Amari Cooper this year. So I'm looking for a safe, solid year from him, and I'm getting a wide receiver 1 after, in and around the 4th round. That's good value. Again, the ceiling's a little limited, but that's okay because you're going to be drafting other wide receivers later on that have that higher wide receiver ceiling, okay? Next guy here, coming in number 3 is Adam Thielen. Listen, I love Adam Thielen. He was the wide receiver 1 on that team for the first 9 weeks, pretty much. It was a 50-50 toss with him and Jefferson. Got hurt near the end of the season. Touchdown monster, tied with Jefferson in touchdowns. When you look at these two, it's pretty much the same player, but Thielen's a little older, more of a touchdown monster, a little bit lesser on the yardage, a little bit lesser on the receptions. But I'm not paying Jefferson first-round pick when I can get Thielen in the 7th round. He's sitting 37th amongst wide receiver rankings right now, which is an absolute steal. Adam Thielen, guys. Adam Thielen, a steal, a wide receiver sleeper this year that I can get later on. And it's, in my opinion, still a coin toss on who the wide receiver 1 is there in Minnesota. And you guys are going to debate me. Well, no, Jefferson is. Is he, though? Is he? If you look at the target count between the first 9 weeks, guys, it was actually Thielen getting a lot more volume in some of those games. So, again, give me the value later. I can secure my RB1 and take a gamble with Thielen. Not even a gamble, a safe play with Thielen later on. Adam Thielen, what a steal this year. 37th amongst wide receivers. Jefferson's like 2nd or 3rd. I'm taking the value later and paying nothing to get the value and get a potential wide receiver 1 who could easily finish with more touchdowns than Jefferson this year. So give me Thielen later, and that's a steal. That's a sleeper for me, all right? Next guy here, another steal sitting 100th or 99th or something like that amongst wide receivers is Alec Pierce, okay? Alec Pierce, round 2 pick, Indianapolis Colts. From Frank Wright, what he's saying right now, he's saying that, Matt Ryan looks amazing. His passing looks accurate. And again, Matt Ryan throws a lot. So if his passing looks accurate, that's really good news to hear. And then you've got a guy like Alec Pierce who could be a plug and play. Pittman has not proven he's phenomenal, like he's good. He is the wide receiver 1. I think he gets a big bump, but I'm paying 3rd round pick for Pittman where I can get Alec Pierce later, who could take that wide receiver 1 spot, especially if Pittman is seeing any double coverage. They might be sleeping on Pierce, who's arguably one of the best pure deep ball receivers out of this draft. Good with the deep ball, good speed. And again, the Colts are going to utilize him. Matt Ryan throws a lot. So I'm super excited about Alec Pierce as a big-time sleeper. You stash on your bench and just wait. I mean, I would probably start him after week 1 for all we know, because again, he's going to be lined up with Pittman. Matt Ryan throws a lot. Good O-line. They're going to be focusing on Taylor. A lot of opportunity for Alec Pierce this year to really shine in a situation where there's no other wide receiver there other than Pittman that could be a threat for fantasy relevance, right? So Alec Pierce, steal. He's sitting 100th on the consensus rankings right now. That's why rankings don't work, and watch this guy take off. I could be wrong, but you could literally, he might even go undrafted in your league. I'm stashing him, and I'm going to make sure that I have him on my team. Again, he's going undrafted in many mock drafts I'm doing. But Alec Pierce, great opportunity with Indy. Love him. Love the value. Boomer bust. I don't care because he's in a great position to succeed. All right. Next guy here, another great position to succeed. Round 2 pick, guys. All right. We're talking, and he's sitting 60th, 61 on the consensus rankings right now. Christian Watson. All right. Great receiver out of college. Packers knew what they were doing to draft him. And again, this has nothing to do so much with his skill set. Obviously, he's good. He's in the NFL. He was handpicked by the Packers. Now, mind you, he was their 3rd pick. They could have picked him a little earlier, but they knew he'd follow the 2nd round. They know what they're getting with Watson. Again, he's going to be a red zone target for Aaron Rodgers. Big guy, right? So, strong receiver. And then the thing is like 169 targets are freed up, guys, with Adams gone. So, I'm looking at this, and I'm just like, wow. What a void to fill. Lazard, I like Robert Tonyan. There's a tight end sleeper for you. But at the end of the day, man, Christian Watson, you got to look at what's available there. And that's a huge void. Now, you could make the only debate to Watson is, he's a rookie. But number 2, is Rodgers going to gravitate towards a rookie? That's his knock, right? He likes guys that he trusts. But maybe they build up enough chemistry where he's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to use you. I'm going to use you a lot. You earn my trust after a couple games. And he's going to continue to use him. So I think that rapport could build up pretty quick. Rodgers is not young. He knows how to play football. And if he knows that Watson's good, look out. Sky's the limit for Christian Watson this year. Absolutely love him. Love the opportunity. Love the quarterback that's throwing to him. So, everyone here has got a good quarterback throwing to him. The only suspect situation is Drake London there with Mariota. But Mariota can get it done. He's like the little engine that could. He could just get things done, but Drake London is in a position where there's no other wide receiver there. It's going to be a threat, and he's a good wide receiver, right? Top prospect at the wide receiver position at the 2022 draft. Big guy, strong, and there's a void there. So Drake London is a sure plug and play this year. They're going to use him. He's a 1st-round pick, right? So all these guys, limited ceiling on Cooper a little bit, limited ceiling on Thielen because of Jefferson. But overall, you're getting immense value at wide receiver here with these 5. I love the value. Love them this year. All right, guys, that's simple. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Which wide receiver do you love for great value? Give me a sleeper. And I appreciate you guys subscribing and get that 16-round draft solution if this is making sense to you. Like, oh, my God, I don't believe in rankings anymore. Wow, I was being fooled all my life. Get the 16-round draft solution. It's a game changer. Get it below. Use code TUBE20, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. I'm out.